The Mario vs. Donkey Kong series is a solid collection of puzzle platformers. Each presents an element of puzzle solving that you simply can't find in any of the main Mario titles. These games are some of the most respected in the genre, and for good reason. 2D puzzle platforming only gets better when you add that iconic Mario charm. But what if I told you that this series didn't start with Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the GBA?
Let's head back to 1981 when the Donkey Kong arcade game was born. We all know this one. Donkey Kong kidnaps girl, Mario jumps over barrels, beats things with a hammer, saves the day. Well, in 1994, Nintendo decided to dust off this classic and expand it into a brand new title for the Game Boy, simply titled Donkey Kong. The game starts off just like the original arcade, but quickly transforms into much more. Now wait a minute, I think I remember this going a little differently. Donkey Kong 94, as it's aptly called today, cleverly introduces its new gameplay mechanics through various entertaining cutscenes spread across the game's 10 worlds. Your objective this time around is to collect keys to unlock doors by using various items and power-ups thrown about each level. These controls are smooth. Platforming on the Game Boy has never felt more satisfying. Mario's movement is fluid, and the weight of the character just feels right. The game will present you with many different types of puzzles to solve. Sometimes you'll be required to build bridges and ladders to get around, other times you'll need to rely on parts of the environment, and in some cases you will even need to seek out the help of your enemies. I guess we're going to have to set aside our differences, Mr. Ladybug. You're going to need to get your wits about you, because some of these puzzles can be a little tricky. The items in the game as well as the keys have a time limit associated with them. Once an item is placed, it only remains for a short period of time before disappearing and resetting to its original position. Some of the puzzles rely on these time limits to add a layer of difficulty, and in later levels the margin of error is quite small. This can lead to some pretty frustrating situations, but with a little gusto you'll surely succeed. Oh yeah! Every fourth level presents you with a face-off against the Great Ape himself. Either dodge his endless barrage of weaponry and make it to his platform, or take him down with a few barrels. It all builds towards, dare I say, an epic final showdown. The game keeps track of your best times and awards you with extra lives every 4 stages depending on how well you performed. You can review your times in a records menu and go back to any set of 4 levels to give them another go. You can also access bonus stages by retrieving Pauline's umbrella, hat, and handbag in each level, so get those completionist butts in gear. Unfortunately, you don't get any extra content by achieving this, which is kind of a bummer. Donkey Kong 94 has almost 100 levels, and the first time I played through it, it almost felt like too many. I mean, just look at all these levels. There's so many levels. There's so many levels. Just levels. It's not really the number of stages that's the problem, just the way they're structured. The game does a good job at not repeating too many of the same style puzzles, but I always felt like it would have presented itself better as a shorter venture, with a bit of unlockable content, and maybe a Game Plus mode for the more seasoned players.
These problems were addressed on the much improved Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the GBA, so no hard feelings.
Let's end this with a little bit of trivia on the game, because honestly, this game does not get the credit it deserves. Throughout the review, I've been playing the game using the Super Game Boy, an accessory that attaches to your Super Nintendo, allowing you to play your Game Boy games on the big screen. Donkey Kong 94 was the very first game designed to include enhanced features when played on the Super Game Boy. The game has its own custom arcade border, along with a few upgraded sound clips and voices. Speaking of voices, Pauline's 8-bit yelps from the Game Boy are upgraded to digitized speech when played on the Super Nintendo. This makes Pauline the first character, aside from the portly plumber himself, I ain't got nobody, given an actual voice in the licensed Mario franchise. Lastly, remember that one Mario title released on the Nintendo 64, how it revolutionized the way players experience platforming by giving Mario a plethora of new moves like the backflip, handstand, double, even triple jump? Pretty sure that all started in Donkey Kong 94. Super Mario 64, eat your heart out.